right, hello class. How are y'all today?
I'm doing good.
Yeah? Well, I have a fun lesson for y'all today. But before we do our lesson today, we're going to read a book together called Houses of the Past, Present, and Future, okay? And I want to have y'all's listening ears on and eyes focus on me while we read the book together, okay?
Okay.
All right, so we're going to listen to this book and I want y'all to pay attention to it, okay?
Okay.
In the past, schools once gave very little homework. Students carried their books held together with a leather strap, like in this picture right here. Today, in the present, students have more homework. Sometimes students will wear backpacks to carry their books to school and back home. In the future, imagine if someday students no longer carried books. Teachers might send work from their computers to your refrigerator door. What if teachers of the future did not give homework? And every place is different. Sometimes even today we don't have homework, but in the future, maybe all students will not have any homework. Writing of the past. Long ago, students wrote with chalk on writing slates, so like in this picture, little chalkboards. Today, students write with pens and pencils and on paper. They also type on computers. They print out their work on paper. In the future, imagine if in the future you could speak to a computer and have words and pictures appear on screen. What would you like to say? Lunchtime. In the past, children once carried their lunches to school in metal buckets or boxes. So if you look real closely right here, she has a metal box. Today, some children carry their lunches to school in lunch boxes or bags. Other children buy their lunch from the school cafeteria. In the future, imagine if you did not have to carry your lunch to school. What if robots brought your lunch? They might serve lunch on plates that keep your food warm or cold. What would you order? Did you know a cafeteria is a place that serves food? You carry your food to the table to eat. Blackboards of yesterday. In the past, teachers once wrote on slate boards and blackboards and what we think of as a chalkboard. Today, in the present, teachers write on many different types of boards, including whiteboards, just like you guys are doing right now at home with your whiteboards and your markers. In the future, what if teachers did less writing? Instead, the lesson might come to life right before your eyes. The world we live in is always changing. Who knows what the schools of the future will look like? We can only imagine.
Wow, wasn't that a great book? Maribel, can you tell me something interesting about the book?
I find it interesting that teachers gave less homework than yesterday in the past.
Wow, that's a good point. Yeah, so what I notice about the book is that a lot has changed, in the past and the way we live today and what could happen in the future. So, if you haven't figured it out already, we will be time travelers today and be learning about the past, present, and future. Isn't that exciting?
Yes.
Okay, so if you remember from last week, I asked you to, on your note card, to write about the past, present, and future, what you think it might be. And I looked over what you wrote, and it seemed like you had a good understanding about what it was. So today we're just going to learn more about it based on what you know. So what do you think the past and present and future are about?
I think the past is about kind of when my parents were alive, or are alive when they were younger. I think the present is me now, what I'm doing, and the future is what my kids will be doing.
Yeah, those are some great points. Okay, so we're going to go over together these words in my PowerPoint. So, just like the book mentioned, you know, you saw how so the past is when time that has already happened so long ago. It could have been hundreds of years, way before your parents, even during your parents' time. So like you said, so just like in the book, it talked about how back then they used chalkboard for slates to write their notes and the students. Okay, but so the present, which is our time, the moment we're living in right now. So like in the book, it also talked about how students write their notebooks and journals like you, right? So like in this picture right here, these kids write their notes in their notebooks and use pencils to write. The future, that could be many years from now, few years. It's just we don't know about because it's in the future. It happens later on. So in the future, maybe schools might be very different than they are today. We might even need any writing utensils. Maybe we may just speak out what we need to write, and that's it. Maybe be that simple, okay? So, now that you know a little bit about the past and present future, I will be going to our anchor chart that I have right here. We got, can you repeat after me? Past,
Past,
present,
present,
future.
future.
Okay, so I want you to tell me an example of the past, present, and future. And it's okay if you don't know the right examples. We're not looking for perfect answers here, okay? I just want to know what you know. All right, so can you give me an example about the past?
In the past, people rode horses.
Yeah, that's a great example. Okay, so yeah, and they rode horses. I'm gonna write that down. Okay. What about in the present? What do you think? Give me an example of the present time.
Jetpacks.
Jetpacks. Okay, how about we rethink that? Do people, remember, present time is time right now. Do you see people using jetpacks right now?
No.
Okay, so what do you think that might be?
I think that might be the future.
Yeah, that's right, because maybe we might use jetpacks in the future. That might be cool. Okay, so jetpacks. I'm gonna write that for future. Okay, so let's go back to present. Can you give me an example for present?
Cars.
Cars, that's right. We use cars right now, right, to get around where we need to go, right?
Mhm.
Okay, awesome. Oh, that's so good. Okay, so now that we've gone over, now that I've heard all of those examples of what you think the past and present and future are, you're gonna get together with your table mates, and I have a little activity for y'all to do. So, you have a chart, just like mine on the board, that says past, present, and future. Okay, so here's your chart, and I have a few pictures for you and your table mates to come together and organize these pictures where you think they belong. If they either belong in the past, present, or future, okay? And as you do that, I'm gonna walk around and see how you were doing with your table mates, see if you're putting them where you think they belong, all right? Okay, so I'm gonna give you a few minutes to do that. What do you think that is a picture of?
A baby
Okay, and so where do you think that belongs?
in the past.
Yeah, because you were a baby once in the past, right? Okay.
Mhm. Oops.
It's okay. Here.
Thank you, Miss Rocha.
Mm-hmm.
Whoops.
How are you doing?
I think I'm doing good.
Yeah, it seems like it. Wow, seems like you and your table mates are doing a good job putting these pictures together.
Mhm.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm almost
impressed.
done.
Yeah. Are your table mates doing a good job helping you?
Yes.
Yeah, I see that. Okay. I like what I'm hearing and seeing.
I'm done.
You are? Okay. Well, it seems like the rest of the class is done too. Okay, guys. Wow. Y'all, as I was walking around, I heard some really good conversations, good teamwork of y'all helping each other. So I am so glad that y'all worked well together. It seemed like y'all really knew how to categorize the pictures. And even if y'all have differences, I noticed that y'all still come together and respect each other's opinions. And that's great. I'm so glad to hear that. So, Maribel, after doing this activity, what did you learn? What was interesting to you?
I think it was interesting the way the desks were back in the day. They looked really weird.
Yeah, they did, huh? They're much different than what we use now, huh?
Mm-hmm.
What else was interesting?
I also found that it was interesting with the corner stores that they had was 5 and 10 cents back in the day.
Yeah, it was really cheap now. It's kind of unfair that things are more expensive now, huh?
Mm-hmm. I
Yeah.
need to use $1.50 if I want to get some chips.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I know. It's really unfair.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, that's so great. Okay, so now that we've learned about the past, present, and future, I have another activity for y'all. But before we get to the activity, I want to know if you have heard the word timeline. And if you haven't, that's totally okay. But even if you haven't heard of it, what do you think it means?
I think a timeline is a line that tells the passage of time.
That's a great answer. I like that. Okay, well, we are going to learn about that in our video. And it talks about what we learned about so far and what a timeline is. So let's see what they say.
Hello, my name is Matthew. In school, we're learning about the passage of time. My teacher explained that there is something called the past, the present, and the future. She said the past includes things that have already taken place, like the circus that was here last summer. Cotton candy is my favorite. Or the snowstorm that happened last Friday. Snow days are the best. Or the pizza we ate for lunch on Tuesday. The present, depending on how far you go back in time, includes things that are happening now, like the assembly we had this morning. My class loves science demonstrations. Or me talking right now. The future includes things that will happen later, like the trip we are taking to my grandparents in 2 weeks for Christmas. Or the opening of gifts I will be getting for my birthday in May. To help us remember past, present, and future, our teacher had us make a cool timeline. For the past, we brought a small photo of ourselves when we were a baby. I was so cute. For the present, my teacher took a photo of us at school. For the future, we drew a picture of ourselves when we are older. Look at how gray my hair and beard are. I kind of look like Santa. Then we took each photo and pasted it on our timeline. We also included other events that happened during the same time period. With the help of my parents, I included many things. My dog Skippy. We got Skippy when I was 4. He's a great dog. I also included a picture of my baby sister. The next part was my favorite. I included a picture of my future car. And there is a picture of me in front of my class, since I want to be a teacher when I grow up. This was a lot of fun. Grab a grown-up and make your own timeline.
All right. So now that the video's talked about what the timeline is, what do you think the timeline is now, Maribel?
I think a timeline is a line that helps us show what happens in time, such as before and after. And
Yeah, you're right. So a timeline is a way that organizes information from the past, present, and future. And it can go for many years and includes a lot of dates and time and events. So awesome. Well, guess what? Now that we've learned about a timeline, you are going to be making your own timeline. And since we've been learning about the past, present, and future, you will be using that to make a timeline of the past, present, and future about yourselves. Isn't that fun?
Yay!
Okay, so I have an example example here of my timeline. So, in the past, there's a picture of me when I went to Disney World when I was a young girl. And the present, here's a picture of me as a teacher, because right now I'm a teacher and I'm teaching all of you. In the future, here's a picture of me a lot older as a teacher, because hopefully for many more years I can still be a teacher and teach many classes like y'all. Okay, so as you see on my example, I have past right here, present in the middle, and future on this side. So make sure when you do your timeline that it's in this order, okay? So I'm gonna leave my example right here on the board. So your timeline might look a little different than mine. Your past might be when the picture of you when you were a baby. Maybe you went on a fun family trip when you were younger. Like it was really fun for you. The present could be of you in the classroom, hanging out with your friends, or maybe something that you enjoy doing with your family right now. And then the future could be who do you want to be when you grow up? Would you like to be a doctor, a lawyer, a dancer? You know, the possibilities are endless, okay? So I'm excited to see what you're going to come up with. I'm excited to see your timeline, okay? I'm going to give you a few minutes to work on that. And here's your timeline and your colors to work on your timeline as well. How are you doing, Mirabelle?
I'm doing good.
Yeah, I can see you have your timeline in the right order so far. That's great. Let me know if you have any more questions or concerns.
I'm done.
You are? Okay,
Yes.
let's see if the rest of the class is done. Okay, let me just check. Alright, it seems like most of y'all are done. So how about we come back together? Okay, Maribel, so it seems like the whole class is done. How about you go first to present your timeline?
Okay. So this is my timeline. This is me in the past when I was a baby. And then this right here is me tonight with my little blue dress.
Yeah,
I'm going to go eat with my mommy and daddy.
yeah.
And then in the future, I'm gonna go be a doctor. So this is me with my little doctor outfit.
Wow, that's so cool. I'm so excited that you're going to be a doctor one day. I bet you're going to be an amazing doctor. Wow, okay. Wow, boys and girls, it was so interesting to hear what y'all had to say about y'all's timeline. Every one of y'all has something different, and I feel like I really got to know each one of you differently. And now I know what you would like to be when you grow up, so I can't wait to see what kind of doctors, teachers, and nurses y'all will all be one day. Okay, so I had so much fun learning today with y'all about the future, the past, present, and future today. And I hope y'all did too. Y'all did such an excellent job being my time travelers today. It seems like y'all really had a good understanding about these words. And even what a timeline is, y'all organized those timelines so well. So, as we close our lesson, we're just going to review real quickly about what we've been learning, the past, present, and future. So how about we go back to our PowerPoint and let's read our definitions together, okay? The past is a time that has gone by, changes that happened long ago. Okay? Present. The present is what is happening right now in our time. Okay, awesome. Now, our last word, future. The future is something that will happen later on. It could happen in a few hundred years
for
now. Or good job. All right, first graders. This was such a fun lesson. I hope y'all had fun with this lesson today. Again, y'all did an amazing job, and I'm so proud of each and one of you today. All right, well, tomorrow we're going to be learning more about the past, more history of that involved around the past, okay? So I hope you were excited for that. Again, awesome job. Bye, guys.
Bye.